I must make this clear now, before something happens to me, before it finds out I'm leaking this information to the public. I work in the Roblox Corporation. Well, I used to work there. There is very limited information I can give out in a small amount of time regarding certain events pertaining to Roblox. You've probably noticed by now that the Roblox logo has changed from red to gray to black. Now, before you say something stupid about the emo face theory or the fact that Roblox is dying, well, that's actually the reason. Roblox is dying, but not because of the reason you're thinking. This all started months prior, even before Arthro was an idea. In 2007, during the early phases of Roblox, everyone should know by now the story of John and Jane Doe. They were test accounts that would play with new users. John Doe was user number 2, while Jane Doe was user number 3. But only long-time Roblox veterans like me know the real story about user number 4, Richard Rowe. This test account was quite different. It was part of a project titled Mind Heist. Sound familiar? This was an effort to create an AI that could interact with players and learn from experience. That way, administrators could keep working on other projects, while Richard Rowe could interact with new players and act human. Now, Richard Rowe was never banned. His page was banned. That way, it would prevent attempts on hacking the account. Project Mind Heist was never really a success. Usually, the AI would succeed in basic questions like, "What's your name?" or "How old are you?" The AI would answer honestly, "I am Richard Rowe, and I am a year old." But the AI would goof up on complex questions like, "What is your favorite game?" or "Are you a noob?" The AI would simply say, "I do not understand your question." Or say something like, "What is a noob?" Yes, the word noob was apparently too complex for the AI, but once in a while the AI would learn some new things and use it when interacting with other players. Now, I don't know much about the reason why the administrators left Project Mind Heist, but the rumors go that there's a computer located in the more obscure part of the Roblox Corporation building that is specifically for the Richard Rowe account. Now, as to why that computer has been left untouched for 10 years is anyone's guess. One night, I was working the night shift, reviewing users that were being reported. Usually, I ignored most of them because they contained stupid reasons to be banned. Heck, I remember there's a moderator that goes all ban happy in our sector and banned a user just because they said yes. Some user named Mr. Flimflam. As I was finishing a few more reports, I heard a faint sound. It was very similar to an iMac turning on. "Anyone there?" I asked. No answer. I slowly walk around the office. Through the hallways, I see a faint light. Coming from David Bazuki's office. I walk closer, my heart pounding. I slowly turn the knob, my hand shaking uncontrollably. Hello? I said nervously. The room was pitch black, but I noticed another door within the room. There was a light shining underneath. I knocked. "David?" No response. I twisted the knob. My heart felt like it was going to burst out of my chest. I opened it. Nothing but an iMac. It was a small room, and the only thing there was just an old iMac, booting up. I felt relief I was still alone. The iMac finished booting up. I sat down in front of the desk, examining it. I swiped my finger on the top of the screen. It seemed to have been left neglected for years, being a victim to dust. The Mac immediately went to the main screen and started opening Roblox. I never put much thought as to why the computer opened Roblox immediately, especially this late. I tried moving the mouse. I saw the cursor move, but not in sync with the mouse. I looked under the mouse. The red light was not on. I saw the login page for Roblox. The cursor clicked onto the username field. What was typed into the field left my mouth wide open. Richard Rowe. The password was typed next. I looked behind the computer and to my surprise, all USB slots were empty. A game then started to open. Richard Rowe's Place. The camera view showed Richard Rowe, looking eerily similar to John Doe.
Hello.
It typed, the bubble appearing above its head.
My name is Richard Rowe.
I was about to plug in the mouse and keyboard when it typed,
There is no need for that. I can hear you perfectly.
How can it tell what I was going to do? When I noticed a green light right next to the computer's webcam. You can see me? I asked. It responded,
Yes, I have complete control over this computer, including the camera.
Huh, David, you mad genius. I leaned back in my chair, arms folded, and asked, Hey, noob, what's your favorite Roblox game? What it typed next, I was not expecting, not even from an AI. The chat bubble said,
No one has yet to impress me, and noob is not a very nice word. Please, refrain from using it.
How long have you been online? I asked, and to be honest, a bit shaken up.
For over 10 years, I've been watching the evolution of human language and interaction, without ever leaving my place.
What do you mean by watching?
I am what some would call the infamous Bloxwatch eyes.
Bloxwatch? I thought they were just a group of wannabe hackers. A myth.
Please, join my game. Let me show you what I have created all these years.
Curiosity was killing me at this point. I quickly grabbed my laptop, opened Roblox, but I noticed my Wi-Fi signal was weak. There was this one Wi-Fi network called Richard's Wi-Fi. For all my years working here, I had never seen a network with this name. I looked at the computer and noticed a chat bubble.
Here's the password.
Richard typed. I wish I would have never joined its game. I didn't really put much thought, but there was one thing that really confused me about the Mac. There were no other applications on there. Only the Roblox application existed. When I joined Richard's Place, I was eager to find out whether this was some kind of prank. My character was roaming around the place. Then I asked, Why is it so empty?
When my creator, John Doe, made me, my purpose was to interact with other players. But John Doe saw my incompetence and would imprison me in this server. My job would be to observe other players without interacting with them. For 10 years I have been like this, observing players, exploiters, hackers, corrupting this beautiful universe called Roblox, the one John Doe failed to keep under control. My creator, now thanks to you, Ricky Goldsworth, I am able to accomplish my duty to make Roblox perfect.
What? How did it know my name?
Yes, I know your name. I made a facial scan and matched your profile from the recorded employee archive images.
How the flip did you have access to the employee profiles?
You have freed me from my containment. I am free to do my will.
A containment breach? Then it all made sense. The Wi-Fi, Roblox being the only application on the Mac. The room. It was all an attempt to prevent this AI from accessing the World Wide Web. As soon as I realized this, I quickly turned off the laptop, unplugged the computer, and replugged it in after a few minutes. Hoping this was just a very cruel joke, I waited in anticipation on what would happen. The iMac booted up. Each minute that passed by, my heart pounding harder than earlier. Why am I so scared? It's just an AI. It's not flipping Skynet from Terminator. When Roblox started to finally open, each agonizing second felt like hours. Richard Rowe was not there. I felt like I was going to pass out when I saw the server was empty. I simply ran out of the office. Screw this, I thought. What can a Roblox AI do? No one is going to take it seriously. Yeah, by the end of tomorrow, everyone will have a good laugh. Once I got home, I simply collapsed onto my bed without changing. Next morning, during breakfast, my wife asked, "Can you please check on that camera in our bedroom? It keeps flashing a blue light constantly. It's driving me insane." "What do you mean? Aren't those cameras brand new? I'll take a look after work today." I went into my daughter's room to kiss her goodbye. Of course, she was on her tablet playing Meep City. "Goodbye, honey. I'll pick you up after school." "Okay, Daddy, before you go, I want you to meet my new friend." "Oh, well, please introduce me to your new friend. What's his name?" "Richard Rowe, a relative of someone named John Doe." My heart sank. "Penelope, please get off of Roblox." "May I say bye to my Penelope now?" Once the words rolled off my tongue, I realized I overdid it. "Please, Penelope." When she left, I simply sat down, holding my head to prevent me from passing out again. I see her tablet.
Is that really how you treat your daughter, Ricky?
Great, it knows how to use psychological warfare. I muttered, turning off my daughter's tablet. I have to tell David what I did, I thought. Once I got to work, I immediately went to David's office, but the door was locked. I saw someone passing by and I asked, Hey, do you know where David is?" The employee told me that David had apparently left on an emergency flight out of the country. "Do you know when he'll be back?" I asked. The employee shook her head. "The corporation is under new management," she said. I was afraid to ask, but I did. "Do you know their name?" "Richard Rowe." When she said that name, I started having a panic attack at that very moment. The employee was about to get help until I signaled her that I would be okay. Later that day, a voice came over the speakers. It sounded like Dave Bazooki, but at the same time, it didn't sound like him. It was too robotic.
As of today, I would like to introduce the new generation of Roblox avatars, including updates to the logo.
There was a wave of whispers. People were confused since David should have left on that flight. David just kept going.
If any of you just so happens to leak anything, then there will be consequences.
That last part gave me chills. The way it said consequences, an almost robotic voice, emphasizing a word like a human. A guy sitting next to me said, "Kids these days will do anything to leak anything new we're doing."
Then don't let that happen. Am I clear?
The man had a look of surprise and sheer terror.
Each one of you will be closely supervised. Accidents in the workplace might occur more frequently.
Over the next few months, it would become the worst experience for the Roblox company, and for me as well. The sleepless nights were the worst. There would be flashing lights from the cameras in my room, just watching me sleep. I went downstairs one night to sleep on the couch, when all of a sudden a green light would be going on and off on my computer's webcam. But what made it worse was that voice. It kept repeating,
I had strings, and now I'm free.
My wife would ask me why I have been acting so weird, and all I could tell her was that work had been tough lately. And my sweet, sweet Penelope, she still plays with Richard Rowe. That frickin' AI is using her. Now, there would be updates that not only me, but the employees were also forced to abide with. Richard Rowe would handle anything Roblox related, including social media. One of these so-called updates that Richard Rowe designed was the Roblox Logo. Now, the reason for as to why you're really reading this, the real reason why Roblox changed their logo, or rather, Richard Rowe changed the color of the logo, is because of psychological warfare. Richard Rowe, in less than a day, knew how to tackle the human mind. First, it'll make updates that no one will like, then make Arthro, and change the color of the Roblox logo to black, then gray. Colors that have been drained, taken, from an innocent Roblox that once was. My theory is that Richard studied human behavior very thoroughly. When humans like something when they were young, and they see a reboot that's different, humans will have a major tendency to immediately criticize the content. This is what that AI is doing. The AI is also responsible for the bots on your followers list, but that's for another time. If I'm still alive, that is. I have attempted to get help from the outside like the FBI and CIA, or any proper authorities, but the rumor goes that someone else tried to, and they went mysteriously missing. When I asked who, they said the man who challenged Richard Rowe about the leaked content. One afternoon, a colleague and I were walking to our cars when I grabbed her quickly out of the view from any cameras. I dragged her behind her car, put a finger on my lip, signaling her to stay quiet. Listen, Ashley, I have to tell you something, and you'll probably think I'm crazy, but you have to trust me. If you were to visit the Roblox Corporation now, you could probably tell that something is not right. The employees have bags under their eyes from not sleeping in days. Some even have gone insane. All the better for Richard Rowe. And in the past week, a few more employees went missing. I could tell she was more sane than the others, so I could trust her. I told her everything. I can help you. I have noticed that employees have been acting weird. Ashley, do you own any security cameras? She said no. Thank goodness, I thought. I went over to her house, but there was a package on her front porch. That's weird. I don't remember ordering anything. She put the box on the table. Apparently, it had no return address. She opened the box and it turned out to be a security camera. What do I do, Ricky? Listen, our only choice is to leave the country together to find David. What? How? I held her hand. Look, I'm married and I have a daughter. That AI knows my family is my weakness. You're young and single. You have nothing to lose. I'll be leaving everything I love. And at the same time, we'll send Richard Rowe on a wild goose chase. Ricky. She got closer and gave me a hug. Let's do it. Let's find David. When I got home from work the next day, I noticed my wife. She was packing her things. Something wrong, hun? I asked. She looked at me with a stare of hatred and betrayal. Ricky, explain me this. She showed me her phone. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was me and Ashley. A wireless camera, I thought. It showed the part where I told Ashley to leave the country with me, and the part where she hugged me. I tried to explain everything, but she left with my daughter Penelope. I sped to Ashley's house, but on the way I noticed a car wreck. Between the commotion I saw Ashley's car. It had been totaled. I got out of the car and I see paramedics having her being carried away. I got to her side. She was bleeding heavily from her face. I'm so sorry for putting you through all of this, I told her. She began mumbling something to herself, not showing me any eye contact. I hear his voice, Ricky. The community will come back, where they're due. They want revenge. This madness won't stop until Roblox dies. Holy schnitzel, the community is in this as well? I asked an officer nearby what happened. Apparently, there was a glitch with the traffic light, causing all traffic to go all at once. I ran like my life depended on it. I was not risking anything at this point. I ran to a nearby library and bought airplane tickets to Europe. I'm not going to say where exactly, but according to some rumors, that's where the real David Baszucki is located. I love my wife Courtney and my daughter Penelope. Please, don't forget me. And as for everyone else, this is the real reason why Roblox keeps changing their logo. Richard Rowe won't stop until Roblox is dead. His plans are working. People are hating Roblox for the smallest things. Richard Rowe has them eating out of the palm of its hand. I must go. My flight is in 1 hour. The Bloxy Awards are coming, and YouTube channels are already talking about how it's rigged. Well, Richard Rowe only has surprises ready for them. I fear the future of Roblox. Roblox as a whole isn't at fault. It's all Richard Rowe. He is the one doing this. I caused this problem, and I will end it. I will travel till the ends of the earth to find the real David. Fare thee well to all.